Hey there, it's me Eden. Welcome to Crossdressing Adventure Stories. Today I'm going to share with you cross-dressing adventure stories called Classmate Turned Me into a Sissy, Part 8. So, if you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing and be a part of our inclusive community. That afternoon when Blake returned from school, he went to his room to do his homework. About 4 o'clock he went downstairs to the kitchen to get a snack. His mother was in a hurry to do some errands and had just asked his two sisters, Anne and Janice, to help her fold the laundry. Janice said she was on her way to a study date and ran out the door. Anne was very reluctant and told her mom, "Why don't you get Blake to help me? Why shouldn't he fold the laundry also? You know very well that folding laundry is not for the boys. It's not fair." "I don't care if you think it is fair or not, young lady, but you will do as I say." "I don't mind helping fold the laundry," Blake intervened. "Thank you, Blake, for being so mature," his mom said. "As long as you don't feel forced into it, I suppose it's okay for you to help out. Working together the two of you can get it done in no time at all. Let me show you what's what, Blake." She led Anne and Blake to the adjoining laundry room where was scattered a mountain of clean clothes from the dryer to be folded. "Let's see, who should fold what? There is something from everybody." Blake noticed that mixed in the pile were many bras, panties and slips belonging to his mother and two sisters. Remembering what the girls had told him, he said, "Shouldn't the lingerie be washed by hand?" His mother, a bit startled, said, "Why yes, I guess you're right. It would make the delicate fabrics last longer. But it takes a lot of time and energy to do it, and I guess we are all too busy around here." And said, "If you care so much about the bras and panties, Blake, why don't you wash them?" She laughed at her own joke and Blake blushed. His mother intervened and said, "Blake will fold the men's clothing and you will fold the women's. I'll be back in an hour and I expect both of you to be done by then." With that she turned and left. As soon as she was gone, and said, "I'm folding the men's things and you can do the girls'." "Hey, you can't do that," Blake said. "Oh, are you going to stop me?" She held up her fist menacingly in Blake's face. He tried to push it away, and as he did so, and caught his arm by the wrist and swiveled him around, pinning his arm behind him. Try as he might, he was unable to get out from the hold nor stop her as she slowly pushed him down to the floor. As he struggled in pain to break free, he felt his bra strap starting to slip off his shoulder and he suddenly went limp and told Anne, "You win, I'll do the girls' things. Please let me go." She released his arm and gave him a hard punch in the stomach which caused him to cry out in pain. "Ow, why did you do that?" "Oh, Blake, what a sissy." She put her face right near his and said, "Let me tell you something. If you ever touch me again like that, I'll kick the shit out of you. Got that, big brother? Now you go and do all the folding like the little sweetie you are. I've got more important things to do. Tell Mom I'll be back for dinner." "And you can't do that." She glowered at him and he looked away. "Anyway, how do I know whose bras belong to whom?" he said. And laughed and said, "By size, dummy. Mom's are D cups, Janice's are C cups and mine are B cups. Anyway, mine are all Jockey brand." "Oh, and what size are yours?" She let out a peal of laughter as she left the house. Blake resigned himself to folding the laundry. What an asshole and is, he thought. If only he could beat her up like he used to be able to. She's not the slightest bit ladylike. In fact, she acts like one of the guys. She would never fit in the girls-only club. In front of him was a large white bra. He picked it up and found the tag on the side and read it out loud. 36D, this must be one of Mom's. He proceeded to fold it so the two cups were aligned and then folded the straps and placed them on the cups. I guess I'll do all the bras first, he said, and picked out a black one which was somewhat smaller. The tag said 36C, and so he decided it was Janice's. He folded it and put it down next to the white one. He then proceeded to find 5 more D-cup-sized bras, 3 black and 2 white. They were all the same brand, having just a bit of lace trim on the top and sides of the cups. Janice had 6 more bras which tended to be of 3 different brands. Some were front and some were back closure, and only 2 of them were white. 2 had a bold floral pattern and 1 was light blue and 1 was yellow. Anne's bras were the easiest to identify since they were all plain jockey brand without any lace or ornamentation. He found many panties of all kinds and types. Some looked relatively new and some were kind of worn. The latter often had permanent stains in the crotch area. I guess it's from some sort of discharges girls have. I'll have to ask the club members. Scattered in the laundry were a couple of girdles. These had attached garters, a lace panel in the front topped by a small bow made of ribbon. They were both white and one of them had a side zipper. There were several slips, both full and half. A very pretty powder blue one caught Blake's eye, and he held it up in front of him and imagined the feel of it on his body. He then remembered that the day after next he would be getting his own girl's clothes and felt a surge of ecstasy. His clit was very much extended and he felt a passionate need to relieve himself, like the club members had done for him. He took the zippered girdle, one of his mom's black bras and Janice's blue bra and blue slip, and went into the downstairs bathroom which had a large wall-length mirror. He locked the door and took off his shirt and pants, revealing his own bra and panty. He took his bra off and then put on his mother's black one. The cups were large and empty, and he tried to imagine his mother's breasts filling them up. Then he took it off and tried on Janice's blue bra. The C cups were still very large, and he took off his socks and stuffed them in the cups. He then quickly put the girdle on, squirming a bit to fit it up over his hips. He then zipped up the side and looked in the mirror. He felt very womanly as he minced a few steps back and forth. He then put the slip on and sat down on the closed toilet seat to admire the reflections of the pretty clothes in the mirror. Carefully, he put a little soap on his hand and then reached under the slip and under the girdle and into his panties until he had found his clit. He started rubbing it slowly back and forth while admiring his view of the girdle peeking out from beneath the slip. The set of double straps over his arms and the combined effect of the lace of the large bra and the slip make him feel faint. After a minute he found himself ejaculating. He aimed it into his hand and avoided getting any moisture on the slip or girdle. After washing his hand off, he once again sat down, closed his eyes and rested for a few minutes. By the time his mom came back, he had 6 separate piles of laundry. He was holding Janice's clothes in his arms to take them up to her room when she and his mom walked in the door. Janice noticed that the pile of clothes he was carrying were her own, since she could see the blue and floral bras clearly visible on top. Seeing her puzzled expression, Blake's mom said Blake was a good boy and helped unfold the clothing. "Where's Aunt Blake?" "Oh, she left right after you did." "You mean that you folded all the clothes yourself?" "Yes. It looks like you did a very good job. But how did you know how to sort the bras and panties?" "By size. And told me that you wear a D cup and Janice is a C cup. I hope I folded them correctly. I wasn't so sure about whose panties are whose, but I think I might have them correct." I just guessed that the smaller-sized slips were Janice's and divided them that way. And, am I right in assuming that the 2 girdles are yours, Mom? Well, you don't think that I'd be wearing a girdle? Janice laughed. I'm really impressed at how nicely you did your job. You can put those things directly in my drawers. I don't which ones they go in. I'll show you in a minute when I go upstairs. Blake even knows about hand-washing lingerie. His mom said to Janice. Really now? I wish I had the time to hand-wash my bras. Janice said, since the machine is really hard on the underwire. Suddenly, Janice's face lit up and she said impulsively, Blake, I'd be willing to pay you $5 a week to wash my bras and slips every week in the sink. I'm sure you could use the money and it would help me out at the same time. Blake blushed at the idea and looked at his mom. Now Janice, just because Blake is helpful this one time, doesn't mean he wants to involve himself with your underwear every week. What kind of job is it for a young man to be taking care of his sister's bras? Let him speak for himself, Mom. Blake looked from one to the other. It seemed to him that he would like doing the job. Besides the money, it would help him feel like one of the girls in the house, which was good practice for when he played with the club members. I would like the job, so long as you don't tell Aunt about it. She's liable to tease me, and even hit me. Before, she hurt my arm and punched me hard in the stomach. I'll have a word with her, his mom said. Please don't. She's liable to get even meaner and hurt me even more. I think I will just try and avoid her and hope that that makes things better. Blake, she is just your little sister, you shouldn't be afraid of her, Janice said. I don't know, she is stronger than me now, or at least she's not afraid to go after me. Mom, let me talk to Anne, since I know she listens to me, and I'll try and convince her to be nicer to Blake. Janice said. Perhaps that's a good idea. I'm sure it is. Now Blake, come with me and I'll show you how to put my clothes away. Blake followed Janice up to her bedroom carrying the pile of clean laundry. Now, this drawer here is for my bras, panties, and stockings. She pointed to the second drawer from the top of her oak dresser. Blake opened it up and saw that there was a large colorful arrangement of underclothes in it. He took the laundered bras and panties and put them neatly in their respective locations. I was wondering, Janice, if each of your bras has a matching panty. I mean, take these really nice rose floral bras. I would think that you would want to wear a special matching panty with them. No, Blake, there wasn't any matching panties when I bought them. But as a general rule, one would think there should be. Janice then showed him where to put the slips and pullover tops in other chest drawers. She also showed him where to hang up her blouses, skirts and dresses in the closet. You are an efficient little maid, she joked to Blake as she watched him put everything away neatly. When he was done, she told him to sit down next to her on the bed for a little brother-sister chat. What's up, Janice? Can I be honest with you, Blake? Of course, Janice. What's the matter? Blake sounded alarmed. Oh, there is nothing to be alarmed about. I'm just feeling a little bit awkward about having asked you to wash my bras in the sink. She turned and looked at him directly. Blake, I am wondering if you have ever heard about crossdressers? What do you mean, Janice? I'm not exactly sure what they are. They are boys who like to dress up in their mom's or sister's clothes. What has that to do with me? Blake's heart was racing a mile a minute. He tried to think how Janice could have found out what he'd done earlier in the bathroom, or if maybe she could see his bra through his top. Not necessarily anything to do with you, Blake. I'm just thinking that it might not be such a good idea for a boy to wash a girl's underwear if he was that sort of person. You know, it would be a great temptation for him to play dress-ups and so forth. Oh, Janice, you shouldn't worry about that. If I wore girls' clothes, I guess I wouldn't be any more tempted by washing them. I would want to dress up all the time anyway. Blake said this with a bit too much passion, and he decided he better not say anything else. Okay, Blake, I'm glad to hear that you wouldn't find it to be a temptation. It's not that I would not like a boy who cross-dressed. In fact, I sometimes think that such boys would be a lot of fun to have as a boyfriend. I mean, they might be a lot more sympathetic to girls, more understanding and appreciative of what girls have to go through. A girl would get the best of both worlds from them, if you know what I mean. I think I do, Blake said, feeling suddenly very happy. Anyway, then we have a deal. I'll give you $5 a week to wash my bras, stockings, slips and panties. I'll put them in that basket over there, and whenever you see that it is full, you can wash them in the sink and then hang them up to dry in the bathroom. When they are dry, you can fold them and then put them back in my drawer. How's that? That sounds super, so from now on you can count on me. Here's $5 in advance for the coming week. When Blake left the room, he wondered if Janice really did think that he was cross-dressing. Apparently not, he concluded, since she had agreed after all to giving him the job. Later that night, after dinner, Blake's dad got a phone call from a friend telling him that he could have 3 great seats to the season-opening Orioles baseball game. Excitedly, his dad found Barry and told him the good news. Then he went to tell Blake, who was helping his mother clean up the dinner dishes. Blake. Great news! You, Barry and I are going to the baseball game this Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, Dad, I, have already made plans. Blake stammered. Well, cancel them. This is a chance of a lifetime. But Dad, I can't disappoint my friends. What is it you have to do which is so important? I have to go shopping. Shopping? What's so important about shopping? You can do that anytime. But Saturday is the only time they can all go. Who are they? My new friends. You mean to say that you are going shopping with a bunch of girls, and that is more important than going to the opening baseball game? The president will be throwing out the first ball. His dad looked at him like he was crazy. Blake felt like hiding. It's for the wedding. I have to get my usher's suit. Mrs. O'Connor wants to buy it for me, and they are all counting on my going. As he was saying this, and came into the kitchen. What is this all about? Your brother would rather shop with the girls than go to the season opener at the ballpark. Jesus, what a sissy dad. Take me. I want to go. I love baseball. You'll never catch me shopping with the girls down at the mall. Don't call your brother a sissy, Blake's dad said, somewhat unconvincingly. Are you sure you won't go, Blake? I'm sorry, Dad. It's okay, take in, she really wants to go. Okay, Blake, but I don't know what kind of spell those girls have cast over you. That's all for now. See you in the next video, till then take care. Oh yes, please like and subscribe to my channel. And also share your feedback, it really means a lot to me.